From being ridiculed for scarcely having any exclusives beyond Gears of War, Halo, and Forza, things have certainly taken a dramatic turn for Xbox. Xbox now has more first-party studios than its fierce competitor PlayStation. But what are these games? Are they even worth their salt? In this video, I'll take a look at all the first-party exclusive games that Microsoft are reported to be working on, so you can judge for yourself. The first ever Xbox Series game revealed, a lot is riding on the sequel to Hellblade from the immensely talented Ninja Theory. This is Xbox's main graphical heavyweight. I mean, just look at it. The game follows Senua's continuing struggles and is supposed to raise the bar considerably with its combat system, and apparently will make the original Hellblade look like an indie game in comparison. Another Ninja Theory project we know very little of is Project Mara, an experimental game recreating the terror of mental health issues. Apparently the environmental shots seen here are in-game renders. Intriguing. Made by The Initiative, the Xbox studio built from the ground up and assisted by Crystal Dynamics, the team behind Tomb Raider. Perfect Dark is back after a very long hiatus. Unlike the original games though, the first-person experience will have a distinct focus on movement, parkour and traversal. This title has suffered from slow development, but hopefully with Crystal Dynamics now involved, things can get back on track. Speaking of tracks, Forza Motorsport is back after a break, and Turn 10's latest next-gen only entry is expected to dominate the racing arena with top-quality visuals and gameplay, rumored to be releasing in late 2022. The ridiculously talented Playground Games behind the Forza Horizon series will be trying its hand at the classic Xbox RPG franchise, Fable. Playground Games has considerable experience with open world games, but this is a whole new genre for it. If its quality matches the studio's previous works, then gamers are in for a real treat. Few titles are as ambitious as this one. Due for release this year and supposedly 25 years in the making, a lot is riding on Starfield, particularly for Xbox. This has the potential to be one of the RPG greats of this generation, with a massive scope, albeit with no real gameplay footage shown off so far. But I wouldn't be concerned about this. Bethesda are quite clearly holding their cards close to their chests, awaiting the big grand reveal. Most likely this summer. This is a heavyweight title that is due for release on the 11th of November. It looks like Xbox is set to own the Western RPG genre with a multitude of really promising titles, and Avowed is one of them. An action-oriented first-person combat and deep RPG game, this is another title that is well overdue for a gameplay reveal. Outer Worlds 2. Another title deriving from Obsidian and a sequel to a well-received game. Little is known about the second game other than the fact that it is early in development, courtesy of the tongue-in-cheek and self-aware trailer released by the studio. No real information is available for Elder Scrolls 6, and it's quite early in development, so expect a late-gen release, but when it does drop, expect it to take the gaming world by storm. After all, Elder Scrolls is now bigger than Halo. Redfall is a 4-player co-op vampire hunting game, most likely mixing the frantic nature of games like Left 4 Dead and Back 4 Blood with quirky powers and abilities like we've seen in the likes of Deathloop. The game is supposed to release in the summer of this year, but we have not seen anything save for a CGI trailer and some leaked footage. Expect a gameplay reveal around June. State of Decay 3 is supposed to be Undead Labs' opportunity to finally realize its ambitions now that it benefits from being an Xbox first-party studio. Xbox head Phil Spencer has spoken about how excited he is about the title, having played it himself. Expect State of Decay to be larger in scope than the previous games. Everwild. Well, this is an odd one. Despite being announced all the way back in 2019, Rare hasn't really shown any gameplay for the title, and there are reports that the development has been sketchy for the game, to the point where it has been completely rebooted and aiming for a 2024 release. Microsoft and Rare have refused to comment on the matter, lending credence to these reports. There are a multitude of games in the works that have not been formally announced that are being worked on by the various Xbox game studios. The Coalition is one of the industry's most talented studios, and we know it's working on another Gears game, but it is also working on another brand new unannounced IP. An Indiana Jones game is in the works, and it will be developed by Machine Games, the studio behind Wolfenstein, in collaboration with Lucasfilm Games. ZeniMax Online Studios is working on a new AAA massively multiplayer online game, and rumors suggest that it may be built on the new and very impressive Unreal Engine 5. Obsidian are also working on a smaller title known as Pentiment, as revealed by Jeff Grubb of GamesBeat and Jez Corden of Windows Central. Reported to be influenced by the incredible Disco Elysium, expect a narrative-heavy game focusing on investigating. Obsidian are also working on Grounded, which has been in early access for nearly a couple of years now. Compulsion Games are also reported to be working on a dark RPG with a female lead. The Activision deal has not been finalized yet, and of course that will add a tremendous litany of first-party IPs to Xbox's arsenal, if the deal goes through. Generally, there seems to be a lot to look forward to on Xbox, but there are some understandable concerns based on the lack of gameplay showings for long-announced games, as well as some murmurs of studio mismanagement. Overall though, this is a whole new Xbox with a very promising future and an enticing slate of games. Let me know if you're excited for these titles. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll be doing a very similar video next, but for PlayStation. Until then, stay saucy, and I shall see you very soon.